Let's talk about 3 common errors that can delay funding. First is the loan application. If you have 2 or more borrowers on a loan application, they're each going to have their own initial spot and they have to initial their application. So make sure you're paying attention to the name that's above that section. I'll show it to you right here. You want to make sure that the person's name is on the loan application and their initials go there. If there's 2 signers, there will be 2 spots for initials. So make sure you're keeping an eye out for that. If there's 3 borrowers, there's 3 of them on the loan application, there's going to be 3 different spots for initials and they can all change location. Sometimes they're right in order if they're all on the same loan application. Sometimes each of them have separate loan applications. But no matter how many borrowers you have, make sure you're looking for however many initials you have of borrowers. Number 2 is letters of explanation and tax returns. If you see tax returns from previous years in a set of loan documents, they need to sign and date those. Even if they're from previous years and it says draft on it or, anything like that, they still need to sign those. They're just signing those, acknowledging that yes, those are their tax returns and they're acknowledging that they were theirs from the previous years. Same for letters of explanation. It's literally just going to look like a letter and it's just explaining to the lender what certain debits were on their account. And so literally they just have to sign that and date it. It usually has their name printed. So it looks like a letter and their name printed, but they have to sign and date that. That is a funding condition. It will come back. You will have to go back and get them to sign that. And lastly, certainly not least, is the note. The note cannot be dated if there's not a date being requested. If it just has their name and there's no spot for a date, do not have them date. If they date it, also a funding condition. You're going to have to go back and get them to re-sign. There are loan docs, though, that the note requires the date on. So you have to look at it every single time. If there's no date, do not have them date. And you literally say, please sign, do not date. If there is a date, you can say, please sign and date. So just make sure you're paying attention to the note. That is also a funding condition. If it's dated and it's not requesting a date, it will come back to you. Or if it asks for a date and there's no date, then that's a problem. So really make sure you look at the note and see, is there a name and a date, or is it just their name and there's not supposed to be a date?